Welcome to Connecting Jewish Grandparents. I'm Rabbanit Sharona Hassan, and I'm thrilled that you're with me on our journey of creating and facilitating joyful, intentional connections. Rate, review, share, spread the word on it. And I'll get started on this week. This week's Torah portion is Emor, and it is the parasha that lays out the Jewish calendar, the big moments, the holidays that you know and I hope mostly love. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, the one we all just experienced recently, Pesach. And I said I hope you love them. But there are a lot of feelings that come with each Jewish festival. There's the pressure, the expectations, the this has to be meaningful, the details that are physical and spiritual and emotional. As Jewish grandparents, we can feel like everything depends on these moments. How was your Pesach? I've done a few episodes recently reflecting back on what that was like for you. Where was it successful? How was it meaningful? What are you doing next? You can go back to the Pesach episodes and look at what happened for it and what happened after it. And really, you can just reflect on it for yourself. How did it go? So here, I'm saying you can be reflecting on how the holidays were for you and what it brought for you. But what I find fascinating is in this week's Torah portion, right after all the holidays are described with ritual details. The shofar on Rosh Hashanah, the sukkah on Sukkot. The Torah pivots. That's not really surprising. That happens a lot. And it speaks about the Ner Tamid, the ever-present light in the Mishkan, the light that never goes out, the constant flame. Now, why does it belong right here? Because this isn't even the first time it's mentioned. The Ner Tamid is described back in Sefer Shemot. It's described when the Mishkan, the tabernacle, is being built. So why right here, right now? What is the connection between the calendar of the year, the rhythm of the year, and the flame that never goes out, as the Torah says, for all future generations? Commentators have different opinions, and I don't know if this is exactly where they were going with this. If you sort of bump into it, say it maybe. But it left me wondering the con the contrast, the difference. We've got the flame, it's constant, always glowing, burning forever. Up against the holiday, which is a reoccurring, right? We are currently in a very intentional space of counting the Omer, of moving from Pesach, Passover to Shavuot. So those are reoccurring but intermittent. Maybe, maybe the Torah is teaching us that the light is not just one powerful moment. It is created through return and connection. It's being lit by the Kohen Gadol, or later the Kohanim, physically. But that spiritual flame, what fuels it? The kickoff holiday to all the Jewish festivals described is the next holiday we'll have, but not Shavuot, because the next holiday we'll have, for sure, is Shabbat. Shabbat is not once a year. And although it's a little bit pressured, maybe a lot of bit pressured, it is not the high pressure experience of Pesach at all because it happens every single week. Again, think about what Pesach felt like. Pesach had to be perfect. You had as much family as you were with. It needed to be meaningful and memorable for your grandchildren so that next year and in the future they're going to celebrate this Pesach. It had to be perfect. However much you paid for that program that the family was on, however much food you made, however many guests you had, it or wherever you were the guest, it had to be perfect. But the Torah is telling us something very different. The light of a family in the present and for future generations, that Ner Tamid, that ever-growing light, that is not built on one night. That is not the Seder experience. It is built in consistent rhythms. It's not the one moment, the once a year. It's the rhythm. That Ner Tamid, maybe it's not just the flame in the menorah, in the Mishkan, closest to the curtain. It's what happens when something never stops. Not because it's so intense. That would be overwhelming. But because it is consistent. It's in our lives. And that might look less like the big holiday and more like the steady rhythm of connection, Shabbat to Shabbat. But you know what? That's still 1 week away. Let's think about the rhythm of grandparenthood. And it might be sporadic right now. It might be irregular phone calls. So then it's the weekly phone call. It's the regular Shabbat interaction. It's the predictable presence. These are not small things. This is how children experience something as always there. The light of a family is not created in the peak moments. It is created in the rhythm of returning to one another. Because a flame that is so bright and so intense, that can't be sustained. The most magical Pesach, if that were the only thing, 1, 2 Seder nights, it wouldn't be enough. The light of a family is in the consistency. So I want to look with you at the pillars of grand plan. We're doing them right now in our workshop series. I refer to them periodically, but here they are, in case you don't know. Joyful, intentional connections. That is what grand plan is about, all together and individually joyful. The warmth of the moments, intentional, choosing when and how to show up. And connections, that's the consistency again and again over time. So, what is fueling your Ner Tamid in your family, guaranteeing that the light is there for you now and for your future generations? It's not in the biggest moment. It's not in the most impressive gifts or experiences. It's in the ones that keep happening. It's in the Shabbat, whatever that is to you. It's the weekly connections, the weekly, regular, intentional, and joyful connections. That is the fuel for your Ner Tamid. The Torah says that it's made from demands, commands, that it's made from Shemen Zayit Zach, from the purest olive oil. And that is really what is fueling your light too. It's the pure drops consistently that fuel your family. Oh, I hope that's all very clear. And you're like, yes, that is my family. That is Emor. And if you want to be doing it even better and really strengthening those joyful, intentional connections, I hope you will join me in the next round of becoming the grandparent you want to be. You can check the show notes. You can look into it more. You can contact me. I would love for you to join the next cohort. It begins towards the end of May and it runs to the month of June on Tuesdays. I would love to help you do even more to become the grandparent that you want to be. But for now, for this week, think about the drops of pure olive oil, the consistency that you have in connecting and showing up for your family, for that Ner Tamid, for that light to be glowing. I hope you have a wonderful week. Wishing you all the best.